that's not how Nino does it. That's not how Nino does it. And I would record it and like, yo, Nino, check out this transition.
He sends it to me.
Yo, this guy is supposed to be a pro, but like, listen to this transition. And I had to learn. I was very much a beginner, and I was like, everyone has their own way.
Yeah.
I'm like, but your way is better. You gotta hear this guy. His transitions are flawless.
Oh man, come on,
Your
man.
song selection. But like that's
You're buttering me up.
like that's like 15, 20 years of experience. Welcome everyone to another episode of The Clever DJ with Ilya
and Nino. This is episode number 21.
Number 21. Now, for this episode, you may get some ambience noise. My balcony door is open. The air purifier is running. Yours truly is a little sick, really sick.
Yeah. How did that happen, man? How did you get sick?
I got back to the gym. I started a very strict diet. Mm-hmm. And I have a destination wedding soon.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah, I gotta look good. And also, like, I was so unhealthy for so long. Lost my tooth, too. I'm like, I need a change. What's going on? I'm in my 30s, not like...
And this guy's generally healthy, right? But when he gets sick... He gets sick.
So. It is 10 p.m. This guy had been waiting for me since 6 p.m. outside. I finally show up because I wasn't home. Mm-hmm. And I've been moping around like,
Yeah. So this guy's, on top of being sick, he's sore from the gym. He can't like bend down.
Cough hurts. Getting off the chair hurts.
Yeah, so.
So anyway, the show must go on. So we're still here. We love doing this. Yeah. So thank you for tuning in. Today we have an episode.
What's the episode?
That is actually information collected by Digital DJ Tips. So shout out to Digital DJ Tips.
Shout out to you guys.
Thank you very much for providing amazing content.
Yeah. Being
a resource to beginner and advanced DJs.
Yes. We're big fans, of course.
Yes. Very, very good guys there, guys and girls. We spoke about this stuff before. Mm-hmm. Maybe not on the same podcast, but it really caught our attention. It's a really nice list. Actually, you sent it to me, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
Because some of those things were things you were trying to drill into my head, right?
Yeah. So the actual topic is like 7 DJ myths that hold new DJs back.
Yes. So things that you think will cause you to... Pretty much things that hold you back because you think about it one way, but really it's not true.
It's not. You're just thinking way too hard about it. Literally.
Yes. So let's start with number 1. You want to start it?
Okay. Myth number 1.
Yes.
You need years of practice before playing in public. Now,
what's the fact?
I've already said this, ingrained this in your head. You don't need to practice that much. What you need to do is actually get out in public as soon as you can. Play in front of people because that will teach you immensely, right?
That's when I really shined as a DJ.
Yeah.
I mean, we wanted to start this podcast earlier when I was even more of a beginner. It was even funnier, the things I was saying, and my God, I don't think I would say them on this podcast, but I was really like.
Give me an example, man.
No. Not right now.
It's embarrassing.
I was just such a beginner. Things that you really need to know if you want to be a DJ. I don't know names of songs that I should definitely know.
Yeah.
Lyrics, stuff like that, right? But that's also because I didn't grow up here.
Exactly.
Right? I didn't grow up with this music, and then I had like years of a hiatus listening to certain music and listening to something else because I'm also a guitar player, a singer, songwriter, right? So I listen to like Ed Sheeran.
Your background is more ballad stuff, right?
Yeah, or like old music. What do you call it? That
more classic rock, I guess.
That genre you said that I really like, actually.
Contemporary?
Standard, I think.
Standards, yes.
Yes. So that's the kind of stuff I like. And I actually know that stuff pretty well. I know the oldies pretty well. But like top 40 sometimes, Nino is like, dude, you should know this.
Dude, yeah. As a DJ, you need to know this.
Yeah. Man. So it's just that I took a long break from listening to this type of music. And also, I did not grow up with that type of music either. But I'm working with this now, right? I'm working on learning everything, catching up on everything. But we wanted to bring this list to you guys because this stuff is all the stuff that Nino was telling me when he was mentoring me. He still mentors me. And he was saying how one of the things he said, Ilya, you got to get out there. You got to get out there. And he would give me gigs when I wasn't ready even just to get me out there. Like he took a chance with me, right?
Because I knew what he could do. And I wouldn't give him a gig if I knew he would bomb it, right? And I knew what he was capable of. So I gave him gigs according to his level of expertise. Yeah, so
Harding.
we're not saying to not practice at all. Yeah, get the basics down, but you need to get out as soon as possible. Just play for your friends. Something that you're comfortable with playing and getting some feedback, like positive if you're good, but just getting feedback in general, right?
Like, honestly, I was at a point where I practiced enough to go to my first gig. I wasn't so good that I'm good, I'm done, I barely need to practice. Like some pros out there, I mean, you should practice still, but you know, when you know what you're doing, like you can wing a wedding like nothing because it's such a natural thing for you. But I was at a point where if I don't go and have that gig, I'm not going to develop. That was the checkpoint, which I was avoiding.
And then when you did your first gig,
my eyes lit up. I was taking videos and sending them to you and like, yo, Nino, I just did this.
I learned so much, right?
They loved it.
And then there's certain things that you cannot learn from practicing on your own.
Yeah. So it was extremely important to something that's extremely important to do. It's almost crazy that we actually have to say this to you guys, or that he had to tell me that. And as much as I kind of knew that that's true, I thought there's other ways. There's no other way.
I knew in a way it's scary to go on your own and do a gig, especially on your own.
Of course.
But, it's something that you have to do. It's easier if you go out and do it for a friend's party. That's where you have to start. You should start. Right, but
yeah, and like at first, like he gave me a few gigs, and then I started getting my own gigs back in September 2022, and I got several gigs, like 5 or 6 gigs or something like that. Right, several of them were mine, and the other ones were return gigs that you gave me, and they wanted me back. Right, so that's when things really started to change for me.
And the light bulb lit up in your head too.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, okay, I'm getting this.
And ever since we started the podcast, I wasn't doing much I wasn't doing much practicing because this is a lot of work. I do a lot of the IT stuff, a lot of the tech stuff, but you always have to find time for practicing. You always have to, and you have those checkpoints that you have to meet. You always have to go and play in front of a crowd. You have to go and put yourself out there. If there's a party, like you have a get together, take out the controller. Like these are your friends. They won't mind.
Yeah, do it for free.
Right.
It's all experience. It's all part of your journey. Right.
Yeah.
So get out there as much as you can at the beginning, and
Let's see what Digital DJ Tips actually said. They said you learn. So the myth is you need years of practice before playing in public, and the fact is you learn by doing, and doing is something you do in public. You learn more at one public DJ event of any size or type than you will learn in a month of practicing at home. You should be playing in front of other people. You should be playing, in front of other people in some way or form early and as often as possible. Couldn't sum it up better.
Yeah, exactly.
Than that. Number two,
DJing.
The myth.
The myth is DJing is all about mixing.
And the fact is mixing is the final 20% at best. DJing is about great music played in the right order for the people in front of you right now. When you are doing that, it's so small I can't read it. When you're doing that, the mixing will come naturally because every 2 or 3 minutes you'll be forced to make a decision about how to play the next record.
Yeah, so what they're saying is literally DJing, it is part of it, right? But it's not everything. Mixing it is a part of it, but it's mostly song selection. What you're going to play next is what they're emphasizing, right? And that's fact. That's true. Mostly like DJing is what they want to hear. So you're going to figure out what No matter what BPMs they are, you're gonna have to figure out how to play them in a certain order for them to enjoy the journey that you're taking them on, right?
Yeah, I find that that's, I don't know how true it is. Maybe that's just me being a beginner, but I find it's, from what I see, this is true to me. If you don't mix very well, if it's just okay, you know, like it's not the cleanest mix, people will still be happy because you play the right tracks.
Yeah.
If you also mix well, people will be like, wow, look at this. Oh, when did this song come in? That's the difference between the, okay, that's decent, to, wow, this guy is amazing.
Yeah.
But if you don't play the right tracks,
it doesn't matter if you're mixing anyway, right? If you don't,
they don't
play
want
the
to
right
listen
tracks,
to that.
You're just letting them down, right?
Yeah.
They could might as well just play like a Spotify playlist. Even then, Spotify might be doing a better job than you.
Yeah, actually, Spotify has this fader option.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
It's incredible.
It's crazy, but yeah, it's not all about mixing. There's other things about it.
Myth number 3.
Myth number 3: you need pro gear.
And the fact is, to DJ, you need 4 things: a pair of music playing devices of some type, something to mix the 2 of them together, some headphones to listen to something that's different to what the audience is hearing, and some speakers for the audience. That's it. Don't let the gear hold you back. And also, he didn't write it down here, but it doesn't have to be top of the line either.
No, not at all.
Right?
Not at all. You could be playing with old gear just as long as it does the final product, right? Final outcome.
Yeah.
You get people dancing and they're having a good time. It doesn't matter what you play on, new, old, you know, busted up, dirty.
Yeah. So as long as it's a clean sound, yes, of course there's always something better, but you got to start somewhere.
And technology always gets better and better, but technically you can play on literally anything that does, you know, the same thing. And
yes. Myth number 4.
And that's number 4. You need a huge record collection.
And the fact is,
lots of music can actually be a hindrance. So if you don't know that music well enough, how can you DJ properly with it? Far better to build your own collection slowly. Now, don't think you need to have a huge collection to start doing this. And I've told you this so many times.
how much music did you give me?
I gave you like 100,000 songs, man.
More, I think. And then another DJ gave me like 50,000 songs. And then I found like, I discovered the record pools and I just like download
every day, like downloading hundreds of songs.
And
right?
I was like, okay, I'm good for the gig.
I'm good.
There's no way I won't find something. And then I'm like searching the tracks, like this doesn't work. Oh, what is this? I never heard this before.
Yeah. Remixes, like, I don't know. I don't like this, right?
Right. You get your 100 top 100, 200 tracks. Most gigs you don't need more than like 200 tracks, right? But then
it's good to have extra.
Yeah, those are the 200 out of the 1,000 you have there that you play at different gigs, right? I have like 250,000 tracks by now.
Yeah,
I don't know how many I have. I hundreds of thousands.
So how did that help you?
I don't.
Right? You didn't even look at them.
I put it on the cloud. It's there. I don't want to get rid of it just in case I need something. But I never carry it with me. I only pick the ones I like the most. I have a smaller hard drive which I take with me. So let's say the 1,000 or 2,000 that I like for the types of gigs that I do, and then on my laptop I have the 500 or 200 that I always use.
And you learned this by doing gigs, like seeing the reactions, and you're starting to build it up that way, right?
Yeah. And then I started like building my crates.
Crates.
And then each crate, like you look at it, oh, that Christmas party, yeah, that was good. Lots of EDM in that one.
You put that in the crate.
Yeah, or that corporate, back in March, like that was a really good ethnic mix for this culture or something, right?
There you go.
So, and then you start making notes, and then that's how you realize that, okay, I don't need any other music. And then you just add a little bit at a time.
Yeah. So just build it up yourself, right? Don't rely on big pools or libraries from other DJs. That's nice to have, but you got to look through that stuff too. And it's very tedious too if you don't have the time. Well, as DJs, we're always updating and looking for music. That's what we should be doing.
Exactly.
Honestly. Yeah.
So, number 6. Myth number 6.
Myth number 6, DJing only happens in clubs.
And the fact is?
Fact is, not everyone wants to be DJing in clubs, but a generation ago, that was basically the only place you could. Now, people expect to see DJs in all kinds of places. You can also DJ online, share your mixes, play at private parties, live stream, and a whole lot more.
Yes. Now, we just kind of spoke about it. You have a get-together, you can DJ.
Yeah.
Weddings, that's one of the biggest...
Weddings, yeah.
What is it called? What word am I thinking about? One of the biggest industries for DJing. Bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs,
store openings,
quinceañeras,
corporate parties.
Yes, corporate parties. Like there's so many things.
Anniversaries, birthday parties, anything, funerals.
Yes, celebration of life. Yeah, stuff
celebration
like that.
of life. Yeah,
Or just a beach party. People just want to swim and dance and listen to music and play volleyball and stuff,
so
right?
It's definitely not true. But DJing in clubs it is there.
I can't believe anyone would think that the DJing only happens in clubs. Don't people know that people need a DJ at a wedding or any of the other ones that we just mentioned?
Yeah, that's why it's a myth. Right?
And universities and colleges, convocations.
Exactly.
Right?
Everything. Yeah, Frosh Week.
I'm not going to be around this June, so Nino unfortunately had to get a different DJ. I know it's hard for you, Nino, but you'll be fine.
We'll survive.
You'll survive.
Without you.
That was one of the best ways for me to get my confidence. Yeah. He gave me those gigs, and I realized just how much more I can do. It's not like it was perfect from the start, but it was such a gig where I could as long as I wasn't at a certain level of professionalism, I could try different things. Mm-hmm. No one was really listening.
You're more
it was background music.
Yeah. For ambiance.
And then it became very direct with the crowd because people started liking it and they started dancing beside me.
Coming closer and they're like, oh, they like the music that you're playing, so they request stuff now.
And then it became not background anymore.
More like lively. They're dancing with
and they'll do their dance, they'll do their thing, then they'll leave, and then the next class will come in, and it gave me the opportunity to actually play the same thing 3-4 times in a day because there was convocation. It was like people were coming out in groups, right?
Yeah. We did that for like a week and a half.
Yeah,
usually.
That's good money too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. That was number 5, right?
Number 5, yes.
And
this
number
is number 6.
Yes. The myth.
You need to be young to be a DJ. Come on now.
And the fact?
Go ahead.
DJing has gone mainstream and is now as accepted as any other way of playing music. You shouldn't think that you feel silly when you're doing... Oh, I skipped it. You shouldn't think that you need to be 18 in order to not feel silly when you're doing it. It just isn't true anymore.
Now, it is good if you start it young, right? But nowadays, how old is Tiesto? He's 60 or 70 now, right?
No.
Come on, he is, man.
No way, I'm going to check.
Yeah, he is.
50s, at most.
Yeah, but 50 still. I know DJs who are still DJing almost
Dude, you're
like
gonna
80
kill
year
him. Are you kidding? No, he's 100.
He's listening to us right now. He's like, how dare you?
He has still age.
I'm telling you, he's
no way.
old.
55,
Oh,
dude.
55, okay.
He doesn't even look that old either.
Okay, who's about
Tiesto? I didn't say that.
Okay, I did. Carl Cox. Google him. He's old too. He's a house DJ.
Google him.
Carl Cox.
Oh wow, 61,
man.
You're trying to save yourself, right?
There's a lot, man. I'm telling you.
Armin van Buren.
Oh, come on. He's young, man.
Yeah, he is 47.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. The stuff that he does, I gotta find out his diet and his routine because I watched that documentary about Steve Aoki.
Mm.
I think, don't quote me on it. I'll stop when I die or something like that.
Yep.
The guy has more gigs than there are days in the week and in a year. So he has in Europe 2 gigs in
one
neighboring
day.
countries.
Yeah.
And like he sleeps, like takes a pill. He sleeps on the plane or on the bus or wherever they are, and then he has to get up after like 2 hours or whatever.
Go to a next gig. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's insane.
How do you do that at that age when you're in your 40s, 50s, right? Like Armin van Buuren, like he's a serious entrepreneur. He has a lot of things going on, and I wonder just like.
He looks pretty young for his age, yeah?
He does, and he is such a good guy. He's such a nice guy, man, and he'll give people an opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's business after all, but yeah, it's like look at that. Hardwell is 36, still a little quite young. Martin Garrix 28. What does it say here? David Guetta 56 years old.
56.
So most of these DJs are actually in their Steve Aoki 46, Afrojack 36. Most of them are older.
Yeah, most of them are older, and a lot of them are veterans. They've been DJing for
But
years.
that's the
and
thing.
years.
They made a name for themselves over the past
Yes.
5, 10, 20 years.
Some of them just made it maybe like 5 years ago, but they've been DJing for like 30, 40 years.
Yeah. So technically, yes, obviously start young if you can, but if you didn't, doesn't mean you can't do it.
Yeah, and I know this for a fact that Digital DJ Tips, most of their clients or customers that are learning are in their mid 30s, 40s, and 50s as well. So you can never.
I'm teaching someone right now. He is in his maybe not 50s. He's in his 40s.
Yeah, man.
And then the other one I'm teaching is in his 20s, I believe.
Yeah, so it's never ever too late to DJ.
Yeah. By the way, I started teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you get to that level already where you know the basics and you know how to teach others because you learned everything.
It gets ingrained in your head.
And I did it over and over
and over.
and over again to the point where I'm like, you know what? I can teach someone.
Yeah.
If someone wants to do this, it's also great practice for me because I always have to stay
on top of it.
Because this person's going to come and expect me to teach them something new.
So you gotta make sure you know it too.
And that's
in and out.
By the way, that was just a tactic of mine to learn and be better, right? That's why I don't charge a lot. And I just like we're just kind of hanging out. And yes, obviously I charge something, but it was more of a, hey, this is going to force me to practice.
Yeah, that's true, man.
And they're great. They learned so fast. They learned faster than I did.
Yeah, there you go.
Nothing against you, but
oh yeah, I was teaching you like a different way too.
yeah, you're. That's the thing. I had to figure out what you were telling me in a way that I understand, and I was like, you know what, a beginner would need it this way. That's why this podcast is so cool in our opinions, because you could be such a professional, you know how to do everything so well, but you might forget what it's like for a beginner. You might forget how a beginner would understand it better. Whereas my perspective would be better for somebody who's never done it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So we're unique in that way. That's from
why
a beginner point of view and a professional.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and I told them when you get to a certain level, where I myself wouldn't agree to teach you because I'm still not confident enough to teach at that level. I have contacts where I can send you if you want to do it. But I told them that like once you learn the basics, you shouldn't pay anyone. You should just go and learn on your own. Some people need guidance. Some people need you to take their hand and teach them, which is fine. And I kind of needed that.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't figure it out for the life of me in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? Lucky for me, it was free.
Well, we had a thing going, right? You'd help me out in gigs, and then I
wasn't free at all, really, when you think about it.
It wasn't free.
Slave work.
Come on, bro.
Slave work.
I can't believe I stuck it out too.
Oh my God.
That long
I remember
too.
you sitting in your special leaning chair. Every time he leans into that chair, I thought he's gonna make a backflip. He just sits there with his phone like, this guy is not getting it.
He's still not getting
it. And he's like, do you get it? I'm like, yeah, let me do it. And then it's...
Yeah. So he's a prime example. You don't have to start at 18, right?
I started at like 32.
Yeah.
Right? I'm 34 now.
Yeah. And I find a lot of older people are just trying to get it as a hobby too as well. Some a little bit more serious, but... The most people who want to learn right now are mid 30s, 40s, 50s, right?
Yeah.
Because it's so easy, it's so accessible to music and stuff.
It's not that expensive, like as a 30, 40-year-old, you have $1,000, $2,000 to buy the gear you need, right?
Because you're working.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So many options now.
Yeah,
like
man.
you don't want to buy a laptop? Fine, get an all-in-one, a cheaper one. Or like Which one is it? The one that my buddy got and then returned.
The Newmark
Extreme
Pro.
Is that the name?
Yeah.
Go or something? Pro Go.
Pro Go.
Yeah.
And then there's the Denon Prime Go.
Yeah. So
there's
not
a lot
that
of options.
expensive.
A lot of
Yeah.
options out there.
Yeah,
that are coming out.
and not that expensive, right? If you want to save on getting the laptop, and the one I was telling you, like they're both, I think, they're portable.
Yeah. And they're coming up with softwares that you can work off of your phone now too, and an iPad. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that was number 6. Number 7.
Number
myth.
7.
The last one.
DJing is hard.
And
is
the
it
fact?
really? And the fact is, no, it's not. You need a passion for music, and you need to have seen a DJ somewhere along the line and thought, I could do better than that. As long as you got those two things, you've got what it takes to be a DJ. And that is true. That is true.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better because many times when I was listening to somebody DJ at an event, I was like, that's not how I was going to do it.
Yeah.
I would do it this way.
I've thought of that a lot.
Right.
Especially because before I wasn't a DJ, I would think that at a party. I'm like, I was okay, but I would have played this too. So I was already thinking like a DJ.
And mostly what I was thinking about was once I met Nino, that's not how Nino does it. That's not how Nino does it. And I would record it and like, yo, Nino, check out this
He
transition.
sends it to me.
Yo, this guy is supposed to be a pro, but like, listen to this transition. And I had to learn. I was very much a beginner, and I was like, everyone has their own way.
Yeah.
I'm like, but your way is better. You gotta hear this guy. His transitions are flawless.
Oh man, come on,
Your
man.
song selection.
Come
But
on.
like that's
You're buttering me
what?
up.
Like that's like 15, 20 years of experience.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, that too, right? But everybody has their own way of doing things. No, there's no wrong way.
Nino
It's just-
started when he was 10 years old, so he's 25 to 30 right now.
Shush. Shush.
Wow, you locked yourself in a room and you just I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, I learned how to, the best way to learn something is through a broken heart. Literally, right? So
Yeah.
I was heartbroken at the time, and I locked myself in the room just so I wouldn't think about it. And I said, I'm going to learn how to DJ. And literally 2 weeks of just mixing.
I didn't mean to hurt you, bro. I'm just joking.
All the memories are just coming back to my head. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, we definitely did not know each other back then.
But yeah, you couldn't say it better. You need to have passion for music. And that's the thing. For me, I've been in music all my life, ever since high school. I've been singing, producing, writing. Same with you, man. It's an easy transition, right?
Yeah.
And you love music.
As musicians, it's not a hard thing to get into. You have to adapt. It's a different set of skills. But in this modern age, I find it very difficult to believe that anything is hard to learn or impossible. Everything's available online.
Yes.
Or there's a teacher who will teach you, or there's just courses everywhere. You can go to school. It's just impossible to not learn something you love,
If you
especially
want-
when it's a skill like that.
yeah, yeah, exactly. If you love it, if you go for it, right?
Yeah. So that was
DJing is not hard at all.
yes. That was the 7 DJ myths that hold you back. By Digital DJ Tips. Thank you again. Shout out to you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
That's it,
I think
man.
that's it, right?
Yeah, episode number 21
Number 21.
in the books. We'll see you guys
right.
in the next one. All right.
See you then.
All right. Yeah.